I said if all of them could be pulled all in the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so
And
why
that's
are you
it.
going
So
one
we
at
wanna-
a time when all the items are in there that I want to know?
Oh, I
did
got you.
the
Okay,
city
I got it figured
manager
out.
report
So what
it
we
to the
want to do,
sheriff?
what you're saying is now we're going to go to 4.2 and discuss that. So we're done with 4.1?
I'd like the city manager to answer the question.
But excuse me, I want to know. I want to know at 4.1, is there any other questions that you have to ask? If not, we're moving to 4.2, and then we'll vote on them all in a minute then, when you're done.
Well, I'd like this, an answer by the city
So
manager.
4.2, a city manager question is in this here? You want her to answer something in 4.2?
You have them all in there, okay? So they're all, the way that it's set up by the clerk, they're all mixed up. That's why I said I like them all together, pull up. So I want an answer by the city manager. If she reported to the sheriff regarding why she changed those locks, it cost $1,000. And yet she said that somebody stole the keys. That's why her purpose was to change them. So did you report it to the sheriff, and when?
Is that in these minutes here? It's not.
I don't believe that that's an item that's...
Needs to be corrected.
It's not, well, it's not addressed in the August 16th minutes. It's another issue.
Or any of them? Is
I don't know.
It's not in the minutes of the 4.2, and then the resolution accepting the quarterly cash and investment report is not in there.
Well, what you've taken them off the consent.
Yes.
So why don't you address them one at a time? The
That's
first
what.
item
Thank you. I'd like to try to do that.
So you mean, I'd like to get an answer by the city manager.
I think when you would like to get an answer for that, probably would be down here when you have an opportunity as a council member, which is down here in your time to speak or to ask these questions. It would be that. Right now, what we need to do is take care of the consent calendar.
Mr. Mayor, may I move approval of item 4.1 on the consent calendar?
Okay, I have a motion. I need a second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
I oppose.
Okay. 4?
Now let's go to 4.2.
All right. Okay, any discussion on 4.2?
I can't believe you just did that. I mean, you're basically trying to shut me up by asking the city manager to answer.
Okay, I'm not going to do this. And Mr. Faulkner, I don't know what your question is going to be. You know what? I am not going to allow any more disruption in this meeting for the rest of the night. I'm going to do it. You know, take me to the Supreme Court.
Oh.
I don't care. Okay, here's what we're doing. We're trying to run this as a business situation. What the questions that you're asking, Ms. Lucero, has nothing to do with any of these consent calendar items on here.
It
You
should
can
have
ask
been
that.
in the minutes, and the city clerk did not put them in there. The city manager said that the keys were stolen. Doesn't anybody want to know?
Okay, excuse me.
If she reported
Carol,
it did happen?
do that again, because I know I remember reading something about that. So could you answer her question for us, please, so we can move on to 4.2?
Correct. If you will refer to page 6 of the minutes, it says the city manager explained that the bill in question was for rekeying all the locks in the industrial park incubator building due to security concerns over a master key that was reported missing. It was believed that a former tenant took the key. She stated that it had nothing to do with the records room.
Did you report it? Did you report it?
No, I did not.
So that was your reason of changing the locks. It cost $1,000.
As I indicated during the meeting in more explanation, I had indicated to you there were hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment located in that building that we needed to secure. It was a big exposure to the city and its liability carrier.
Even
So,
to
yes,
the public
I
records,
did.
even to the public records, she went out of her way to change those. So that's a good reason to change them all.
That was not a part of this bill, as I explained to you at the last meeting. Thank you.
You should have reported it to the sheriff if it was such thing. If it happened, you should have reported it. And you didn't even come to the council to get an approval for that. You just did it just like all the checks are getting signed without approval by the council. That is absolutely wrong for them to do.
I'd like to point out, Ms. Lucero, that we have hired her as our city manager to make those kind of decisions and not have each decision she makes have to go through the council. That's why we've hired her. If you would like to discuss with the council firing her, we'd be happy to do that in a proper time, and this is not the proper time to do that. She's given you an explanation. The records room in the building, where her office is was not a part of the $1,000 cost. The $1,000 cost was to do locks in the incubator building, and she did that, and I say, great, good applaud. I applaud her for doing that, for making the decision when it needed to be made. Did she report it to the sheriff's department? No. I don't know why she should have to, but nevertheless, she didn't. And if you want to slap her hand for not reporting it, do it. Let's get on with this meeting.
You've been here over 15 years. You keep on
Thank you,
rubber
Mr. Farr.
stamping everything.
Okay. You know what?
Ms. Lucero,
Excuse me.
what you call rubber
Excuse me.
stamping is...
I'm going to take a 5-minute break here. Okay? I'm going to take a 5-minute break here. And if it has to be, you know, not on my watch, please. I have business to conduct here. This is, to me, out of line. I just don't feel that it's fair. Let's take a 5-minute break, mingle, greet, meet somebody, talk to somebody. I don't know, do something, okay? Back in 5 minutes. Thanks.